Alrighty. So that domain isn't as hard as I thought it was gonna be. What's going on, guys? My name is Mike, and welcome back to some more Genshin Impact. I'm pretty excited for today, just because, as I mentioned in the last video, I'm gonna be fully ascending Kokomi's new weapon that I got, and hopefully that should be able to like boost a lot of her overall damage output. I know the prototype Amber is pretty good for her, as well as the Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers, but getting her actual signature weapon, the Everlasting Moonglow, I'm definitely thinking about how much her damage could possibly increase. And I'm not expecting her normals themselves to do much in terms of difference, but with the burst activated, her hitting about 5 to 6k and then a little bit over 7 when charge attacks are in play. I'm curious to see how much of an increase in damage we'll be seeing. I saved all my condensed resin from yesterday, and I still have all of the ones that are charging from today up there right now, so we're going to be able to hit the domain quite a lot, and I have a feeling that I should have enough after this. I may not need to use my fragile resin that I was talking about last time. I'm hoping I don't need to. I'm just going to have to play it by ear, and we'll see how that goes. Ooh, mining. As far as other things on the agenda, well, tomorrow, and I'm probably going to upload again tomorrow, which will be fun for you guys, is going to be the Livestream special program for 4.0. And it's going to be my first version reaction that I'm going to be uploading in any sort of form. And that feels just weird to me because I've never done it before. So I'm curious, like, how I'm gonna like actually be able to sort of do that. I know that I don't really have a face cam. I know that like it's gonna be hard to like actually see what I'm feeling in terms of the stuff that's gonna be announced, but I hope that my just vocal reactions in and of themselves will be enough to push my feelings through so that you all can sort of actually see and hear and feel what I am also feeling, because as I've mentioned multiple times before, I do love Genshin. It's my personal favorite game of all time. And I'm confident that Hoyoverse is, at the very least, going to make some pretty interesting changes, if not now, hopefully in the near future. Because we have been pretty vocal about what we do and don't want as a community now, since the game has been out for so long. Speaking of Genshin and Hoyoverse, though, something that I saw last night, actually, and it was pretty interesting considering like what I've been kind of like binging again just on the side over here kind of privately is, you know, basically when it came to Black Ops Cold War before the game was even revealed, the community was given this super like very technical and intense ARG puzzle called Pawn Takes Pawn. And it was this super long-winded thing that was just amounting to the game's initial reveal. And it was filled with ciphers, codes, you needing to look at one thing so that another thing could become visible, and it was honestly just a super long endeavor. I'm not saying that it was bad, because it was honestly just really fun. And in all honesty, the zombies community back then led the charge for that whole thing, because obviously we're the only ones that have the patience to deal with long code cracking. So a bit of an instinctual thing kicked in when I went to Genshin's Twitter, and I saw that they haven't deleted what seemed like a gibberish tweet, like someone just went and keyboard mashed and then just hit send. So kind of the first thing that I looked at was just for any repeating letters, because, you know, a little bit of kind of cryptography facts if you guys want to sort of start looking into it or are just interested to hear. In any sort of words in the English alphabet and English literature, vowels are usually the most typically repeated letters in any form of word, especially if they're longer. So I noticed that there were a couple of repeated letters like O and F in that sort of gibberish string. And I mean, I myself am not skillful in the slightest with cryptography and decrypting stuff from Treyarch, but I also didn't think that Hoyoverse was really going to make it extremely difficult for the community, just because this is like a first that they've done it. And I'm kind of scared if they start doing it more, but we'll have to see, because
here comes the catch.
After I went through and messed around with a Caesar cipher decoder, I saw that I just went ahead and brute forced it when I got to the decoder, by the way. I saw that there was one solution there. It gave me all possible solutions for all shifting combinations of all the letters. And I saw one that said 819, what was it? Paris, NYC, Tokyo, and Taipei. And it felt like too much of a coincidence for that to be like fake or anything. So what I'm assuming is that Hoyoverse and Genshin and basically something is big is just going to be happening on the 19th, which is it's 2 Saturdays from this coming Saturday. And I'm curious if that's just going to be the start of like a tour or some sort of global event at these locations. And there's literally no other information other than that decoded cipher. So we have no idea what they're planning. Something that I am kind of thinking about since we're getting ready to move over to 4.0 is I understand that we have had kind of issues with the banners, really. Recently, we had the whole excursion with Eula not getting a rerun for like over 500 days. Believe it or not, yes, she did crest over 500 days without a rerun, which is insane to think about. And, you know, in some ways, I think it was pre-planned. Like, they knew that it was going to be a while for her rerun to go through, but they probably should have at least tried to sneak her in somewhere in between there. But, you know, her appearance in the Valurium Mirage event here, it makes sense, obviously, to rerun her here. But I think it is still a little crazy that she didn't get another one before this. And that makes me think about maybe it's time for Genshin to probably do another overall sort of resource and update overhaul in terms of its content and what they're doing with it. And by that I mean maybe a resin increase. I'm expecting on the low end an increase to 200 because that's another 40, that's another sort of boss every day. And I'm also thinking that they should increase the speed of the recharge time for resin if they're going to increase it again. I hope that they do. I'm not expecting them to, but I really hope that they do. And another thing that I do think that they need to take into consideration now is they're going to need to start doing, hopefully they do it, they're going to need to start doing at least one phase in every patch, 3 limited characters on one phase of a banner.
Ad Astra Abyssosk.
I think it's very likely that if they keep with the 2 and 2 as of right now, that we're going to end up seeing more Eula situations where someone doesn't get a rerun for over a year, coming up to 500 days and things like that. So I don't want to have other characters sort of suffer that same fate, just because a lot of these characters in this game, we love them. A lot of people still want their opportunities to get them. And the fact that, you know, even Eula, who was asked for many times before, she's kind of getting cucked because, you know, a lot of people are trying to save their Primo Gems for Fontaine characters now. And I don't doubt that the banner likely didn't make a lot of money because of the fact that, you know, people aren't going to be spending money for a Eula rerun if they kind of wanted her. But even if they did, I'm pretty sure at this point they would have had enough Primo Gems saved up for her. So it's just something to think about. I am hoping that Hoyoverse is considering some of these changes and, you know, making better quality of life decisions for us over on the Genshin side. I haven't really spoken about my thoughts about Honkai Star Rail, and I don't really want to, but I may have to end up doing that sometime in the future. It is true to say that it seems like a lot of the quality of life stuff that we have been asking for to come to Genshin was largely disregarded and just used to make Star Rail instead, which sucks, but maybe I'll vocalize my thoughts about HSR a bit more extensively in the future some other time, but I'm not going to do it now. I will say, though, that if the intention from Hoyoverse was to take all of our feedback from Genshin and just put it into Star Rail, that was kind of a dirty move, because we're obviously giving the feedback for you guys to make Genshin better, not to make another game that effectively is just Genshin but better in some ways. I'm gonna go ahead and stop before I go off the deep end. I'm sorry, guys. I will leave you guys with this, though, that I don't hate Star Rail. I don't. I really don't. It's getting a community that is just as passionate about it as Genshin. It's just that the sort of characters, setting, and story so far hasn't been enough to keep me intrigued long term. And it is also just a little bit of jealousy, the fact that, you know, a lot of the quality of life stuff that we've been asking for Genshin just kind of was added to Star Rail instead. I'm really hoping that I can get the last 6 golden branches with this remainder of stuff. I went ahead and just used my fragile resin that I did have because I didn't think I was going to have enough. Oh, sweet, we got 1. So that brings me down to 5. Awesome.
Things are about to get
Oh yeah, at the time of recording, which should be the same day that you all are seeing this, I finished up the Valyria Mirage event, finally. I'll be working on putting together my reactions to the 2nd and 3rd act over the next couple of days. I'm going to be focusing on my reaction to 4.0, obviously, first. So I'll be going through that, and you guys should see it relatively soon, hopefully. I really can never get enough of when Hoyoverse decides to do the CG cutscenes for their characters and just fully animate them. It's so good. I'm very curious as to what quality of life changes Hoyoverse has in store for us when it comes to the program tomorrow morning, just because, you know, it's going to be a brand new 0.0 update, and I would imagine that they have been cooking up at least some things. We'll have to see. Something that I am always looking forward to when it comes to like these brand new version patch notes is seeing how big of changes they're making, because the big gameplay changes always happen on the 0.0 versions of the game, at least so far. I imagined that 2.0 definitely had a lot of stuff. I remember 3.0 also had a lot of stuff as well. So I'm expecting a pretty long list of some stuff when it comes to 4.0. Alright, let's equip her with the Everlasting Moon Glow, and let's ascend it to level 90. How much attack is she gonna get out of it? 608 with 50% HP bonus. That is beautiful. Okay, I kind of want to just quickly test out its damage potential, because it is obviously an increase in power over the prototype, but I want to see if I can compare it. I always come here to the Overseer just to test out characters, because I don't think it has resistances to any of the elements, or if it does, it's very weak resistance to all of them. So I can get a pretty solid baseline of damage from everybody. Let's just see what we got here. Okay, so normals are doing 5k each, and the charge attack is doing 7.6k. Now we come over here, swap over to the Moon Glow, and I'm expecting a decent bit of a damage increase, just because in the substats of the weapon, the normal attack damage is getting increased by 1% of the max HP, which isn't a lot, but I'm expecting at least some sort of damage increase. And every normal attack is going to be restoring energy for her, similar to the prototype. So let's see what we can do. What do we got? Okay, so 1,000 damage increase. Yep, 1,000 damage increase. That's awesome. I know it's not a lot, but any little bit will help to get Goko hitting a little bit harder, and I'm super happy with that. Guys, I'm super happy with Gokomi. She was another just insta triple crown that I bothered to work with. The first being Hu Tao, and I have triple crowned Yelan and A. So now I have 4 triple crown characters on my account, and I don't think I could be happier. I'm gonna have 5 soon, because I am planning to get Kaching up there, but... Oh, hell yeah! Ayaka got maxed out on friendship. Let's go, dude! Ayaka does constantly change out the fans she carries with her, of course. If you're buying some as gifts, remember not to send summer fans or throwing fans. Dancing fans or tea fans are good choices, though. She loves her fans, and we love Ayaka for those. I'm going to be sticking with my Coco-inspired layout on Genshin for now, though, because I'm still riding that high. I got her weapon. She's triple crowned. I've been waiting for her for so long. And now that her weapon is max ascended, she's getting the same treatment that Yelan and A are. They're both triple crowned and they both have their signature weapons. Believe it or not, Yelan was actually the only character of these three here that I didn't get her weapon on the first 5-star. I did get it on the second one, so I got lucky in that regard. But for both A and Kokomi, their weapons came home on the first 5-star, which means so far I have gotten extremely lucky on the weapon banner when I'm like actually pulling for a weapon that I do want. I don't recall if I've ever like failed the weapon banner really, because I only remember like telling myself, okay, I want the weapon for Yelan, A, and Coco, and that's about it. I guess I should have possibly tried for Hu Tao, but I knew that I was gonna be waiting for Kokomi, and I wouldn't have like done this any other way. I'm totally happy with having Coco triple crown and her weapon. Hu Tao can do perfectly fine without the Staff of Homa for me right now. I'm happy with her damage and where she is in terms of it, but we can go ahead and leave things there for now, I guess. Just super happy with her. I'm super happy that I ascended her weapon. I said that I was going to be doing this today, and I could not be more happy with what is going on with my account and this game, and I love it. It all just makes me so happy. Oh, man. All we have left is the special program for Fontaine, so you guys could, again, definitely expect my reaction video for that tomorrow. So, with that being said, we'll end things there for today. I would like to thank you all so very much for watching. If you did enjoy, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new, because we're going to be doing a lot more Genshin, along with some other games that I am pretty passionate about and things like that. And I'm just here to share my experiences with you guys. I'm really enjoying this. I'm really happy with the game, and I'm super excited for the future. Thank you guys for sticking around all the way through, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, everybody.